Hey yo, it's WWD, and we're at the biggest Washington show for reptiles, the PCNW Reptile Show at the Puyallup Fairgrounds. And we're gonna go in and check out what they got and maybe come out with some things. So I'm alone today, wife's gone, family's gone for right now, so hopefully I don't spend too much. So we'll see you inside. First stop here, we got some custom tanks ranging anywhere from $300 to $1,500. These were very vibrant corn snakes, and the guy had some very good information on them for first-time owners. What a pleasant surprise. Gila monsters for $2,400 as a pair. Not bad price. And then in the back, you can see a giant beaded lizard. Plants, 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 and more plants. This guy was selling plants for $5 to $8 for bioactive tanks.
Out of this bloodline, we also hatched world's first paradox melanistic.
Oh, really? Oh, that thing's gorgeous. A very nice bioactive paludarium for crocodile skinks, but you cannot see them. This was going for $500. What a beast. A Goliath salmon bird eater tarantula going for $500. This guy was massive. Beautiful specimen. Someone decided to bring ducks to the show. Very interesting choice for exotic animal, but okay. These were some of the biggest pitcher plants I've ever saw and some of the coolest Venus flytraps. This guy had all the predatory plants. Cool to see. A southern scrub python. I'm super happy to see these guys captive bred and super happy to see a lot more of them at shows captive bred. What a vibrant electric blue collared lizard. Look at that big old male puffing his chest out. Well, folks, chameleons are making a comeback. This is a panther chameleon, I believe, and this guy had some massive, very nice setups for his chameleon. Watch out, they'll poke you. These are spiny mice, and I almost got one for my wife, so I didn't have to buy a $300 hedgehog in the future. This guy had 5 tanks at Community Fish, selling them for $2 to $5. Very interesting for a show. America! Frick yeah! Cicada tortoises gotta save the world! These guys were very patriotic cicadas. So the dreaded petting zoo. This was very interesting. They had kangaroos that are very high-stressed animals and a porcupine that you could pet for the children, and hopefully they don't get poked and your parents sue them. So here it is, a petting zoo. A fly river turtle, very rare, and I don't know if this guy was too healthy. If anyone comments below about his back. This is a massive coconut crab, and I really wanted him if he wasn't $500. These guys live anywhere from 70 to 100 years and get very massive. Unusual find of a Pippa toad. Yeah, I got some stuff at the show. I wasn't supposed to get that much, but I'm headed back home right now. So when I get there, I'll show you what I got and how much it was, and we'll go over some stuff for the show and what to look for, because there is a couple of red flags at this show, and I'd like to help you guys out when you're purchasing animals. So when I get home, we'll go over all that, and I'll see you when I get there. So see you soon. So the first animal we got are some stick bugs. I've been wanting these guys for a long time. Hopefully they survive. I only got 3 of them to start out with, but hopefully they'll do good. I have a setup for them right now, and I'm going to put them in there, and then I'm going to redo another setup and probably do a video about it later on of how to properly set them up and do live blackberries in there and stuff. So I'm going to go put them in their tank, and hopefully they're doing good. They do not look so hot right now, but hopefully they will pull through and do awesome in there and breed like crazy. Next thing I got are isopods, giant oranges that I got for the crested gecko tank from the last build for the crested geckos. So if you want to watch that, go back and watch it. But I got isopods now, so I'm going to release them in there, and hopefully they do great in there and eat all the next 2 animals I got are Snyder skinks, aka Berber skinks, but they aren't the true Berber skinks. But I have a setup for them, and they'll be going in with a male, and hopefully I'll be getting eggs. This is one of the other big projects I've been working on for about like 5 or 6 years, but haven't found any females. So I'm gonna hook them up with the male that I have and see what happens, and hopefully it works out. But these guys are one of the best pet lizards. I'll probably do a whole setup thing with them later when I get their new cage, because I'm going to set them up like a really big cage and get a lot more of them, since they're more sociable creatures. And then we'll go on from there. So I'm going to get them set up in their new setup real quick, and then we'll keep trucking along with what else I got. So this pretty girl is an Eastern King snake. She's about 4 or 5. I got her from Puget Sound Pythons today. She is a gorgeous looking girl though. She has like a really light white and black to her, and she's not even shedding, so she might be a hypo. But I picked her up from them, and they gave me a discount on her because I breed them and I actually work with them. And I'm super excited to start working with this girl. She is a gorgeous specimen of an Eastern King snake. A little bit smaller than my female, but they probed her and let me look at her, and I was really happy with what I saw, so I got her. And it was a very good price for a 4 or 5 year old ready to breed Eastern King. So the last animal I got was a Kenyan sand boa for my male that I have. I'm pretty sure because of the size of this one it's a female, but I could be wrong. But this is a beautiful little girl. The guy just wanted to get rid of her. She's about like 3-4 years old, maybe 5, but she's a very beautiful animal, and hopefully she breeds with my male this year if it is a female. So I kind of took a risk on it, but it was a $40 snake, so in the end I can either sell her again or sell him or her again, or I can actually breed them. So hopefully it works out. So it was a pretty good show today. Everything I got was about $250. Unfortunately, I was super mad. My big silly Saint Bernard actually killed my stick bugs and my isopods. He knocked them off of a table with his tail, and they died from impact, which sucked. But the reptiles are doing good, so hopefully they're going to be good projects for me, and they'll work out great. So now I'm going to be talking about like red flags at expos, like which people you should buy from and which people you shouldn't, or you can take the risk and buy from them, but there might be complications with your reptiles. So let's get into that. So reptile shows are great for a lot of things. Introducing new people to a hobby, helping breeders out by selling them animals instead of shipping, all this stuff, and to show that our reptile hobby is important. There's some things at reptile shows that are red flags a lot though, depending on what you're looking for animals. So one of my biggest red flags in a reptile show is if a vendor is letting everyone touch their animals and pass them around. I would, unless it's a very important animal to me, that'd be a very hard no-go. A lot of these shows have people walking around with like snakes and bearded dragons on their shoulders, and I'm a germaphobe when it comes to reptiles. That's why my shed is like totally sanitized and stuff. And if you see a person that's handing out reptiles right and left, you don't know what type of parasites or any viral infections that are going to be passed to that animal, and then you're going to take it home and put it into your collection. On top of that, each animal at one of these shows is very stressed out. It's getting taken out of its environment to go get sold to be put in a different environment. So all their immune systems are very low at this point because they're stressed out. So those viruses and parasites are going to travel faster through those animals. So like when I do a table, like I've done way back in the videos, I did not let anyone touch the animal unless they're like 95% certain they're going to buy that animal. And I'd be like, you got to buy this animal, or you got to be very interested in it, because I just don't want any of that. Like I said, I'm a big germaphobe. So that's like one red flag, is if people are touching the reptiles and just passing them around. That's a very big risk for you and your collection. The next big flag for me, and why some people sell animals right away after the show, is not having the correct facts about animals. This literally made me so upset today. There is so many people that either got hired from a company or were like partners or whatever with other people, and they had no information on that animal, and they were selling them to people that are first-time owners, and that's going to be a bad experience for them. One of the big brands that was out there, I'm not going to say their name, but they had two dudes working there, and they were giving false information about monitor lizards, and I was like, dude, like, that's going to literally rip that lady's arm off. Like, yeah, it's cute now, but that thing gets like 5 to 6 feet, and if you don't spend all the time with it and give it the right enclosure, it's going to be a massive pain in the butt. So that's another thing. So do your own research before getting an animal. That's like highly, like, do your own research. If they're a really good breeder, I've done it with when I did my show. Like, I talked to people for like 30 minutes about that animal, telling them everything I can do. If they're not a vendor like that, that'll take time to actually walk you through everything you need for that animal, or give you a highlight or a video you can go watch, or give you like a list or something, then they don't want they're just selling the animal to get money. Real vendors, and there's a lot of them out there that want the best for their animals and best for that person that's buying that animal. So if the person's just not interested in just looking at the animal as money signs, if you haven't done the research on it, then I would take what they are giving you with a grain of salt. So that was a big pet peeve of mine today. I was like, I just couldn't believe people were hiring people or putting people out there that are like, oh, I don't know how big this animal gets. I was like, that's a mangrove monitor. Like, come on. So be very careful about that too. Like, if you know what the animal is and all the information on it, and you know how to handle that animal, go ahead and buy it. But if they're telling you some bullcrap lie, like a mangrove monitor only gets like 3 feet, then I would definitely avoid those tables or those companies that are just trying to get $1 off of the animal. Another red flag for me is check the animal out at the show the best you can. Yeah, there's some mites and stuff you might not catch, but you can look at an animal, and you can go back and look at like some of the animals I took videos of today. Most of them are healthy, but some of them in the video are like really not healthy, and those are what you need to look at, because there's one specific animal. It was a fly river turtle baby. The dude was selling it for like $1,300, but it did not look healthy at all. It looked like it was like very skinny, and it just was not put in a right setup to sell a fly river turtle. I felt really bad for the turtle. I wanted to buy it if I was a millionaire, but if you just go back in the video, I might be wrong, but I'm not no fly river turtle or pig-nosed turtle expert, but that turtle looked very skinny and malnourished, and you're going to be paying $1,300 for that animal and then getting home, and it might die a week later. So look at the health of the animals. He had another one up there. Like I said, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but it was just a local vendor. He had another one up there, rat snake, and it was a wild caught animal, and it was looked like someone took it outside and beat it on the concrete. Like, it was not a good animal. It was very sad, and unfortunately sometimes people do not bring very healthy specimens, and do not care about the animal but care about the money. So make sure you look over the animal. Make sure like it's not like super skinny. If the like back spine is like not showing and it has like some health to it, like like I said before, do research on the animal to see what the animal is supposed to look like. And if you go there and look at it and you're like, oh, this does not look like a healthy animal, then I would be very cautious of getting that as well. So that's probably my final red flag. Just quick little tips. I'll have a couple more things here to say in a second, but I gotta charge my phone. I moved to a new location so I can charge my phone. Yeah. So when you get a reptile home, definitely quarantine it or separate it from all your other reptiles. I don't have another room right now. I just have my shed. So what I do is put them in totally newspaper, smaller enclosure than they usually are in, and put them over as far away as I can from the other reptiles. Usually most keepers will put them in a whole different room. Unfortunately, in the situation I am, I do not have a different room, so I just put them as far as I can away from my reptiles. Do this for about 2 weeks to a month. Make sure you're checking their feces. Make sure you're put just newspaper under there, and make sure you're checking their shed and checking for mites and all the regular reptile stuff. On top of that, when you get your reptile home, definitely soak it in water for like 30 minutes to an hour, because they're probably going to be very thirsty. Like I've said several times, these animals are a little stressed out because of the environment change, but soak them for a little bit. This will also help look for mites and stuff on your animals, so definitely do that. Don't usually let them get climatized and stuff, and then try to feed them in a week or two and then see how they do. Some animals I've had, like snakes, where they'll eat that day just because they've been traveling a lot, but usually it'll take them about like 2 weeks to 3 weeks before they start feeding. So those are some little tips here and there to help you out with your buying reptiles at Expo. I hope you really listen to the red flag ones, and you listen to this too, obviously. But the red flag ones for sure, because you do not want to get an animal, especially for a kid or a first-time owner, and take it home and it dies literally a week later just because of someone not giving you the right information, or it has parasites and stuff. And that's how people get out of the hobby too, is because they're put down because they don't think they can take care of something like a rat snake, which are pretty bulletproof animals, but it dies because it was a wild caught animal and no one told them. So just watch out for that stuff. I hope you liked the video today. I'll be going to another show in Oregon in October, I believe, and I'll hopefully next year, in the middle of the year 2025, I'll be back for shows, so I'll be out there showing my face again. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out.